small village nestled among ancient mountains lived a young man named Akira. Curious and restless, Akira often wondered if there was more to life than meets the eye. He had heard ancient stories about masters who possessed inner vision, who could see beyond appearances and shape reality itself. But these stories have become legends over the centuries, forgotten by almost everyone except one mysterious elder who lived at the top of the highest mountain. One day, Akira decided that he wanted to see the world as these ancient masters had seen it. With determination, he climbed the mountain in search of Master Sakori. When he arrived, he found the wise old man sitting in meditation, enveloped in profound serenity. Master, said Akira, I want to learn to see what ordinary eyes cannot. I want to awaken my third eye. Master Sakori slowly opened his eyes and smiled. The third eye, he said softly. This is a journey that few dare to undertake, but one that rewards those who persist. With these words, the elder began to teach Akira an ancient technique that had been passed down from generation to generation. He explained that the third eye, or Ajna chakra, is like a window to higher dimensions of perception. To open it, Akira should begin by focusing on the point between his eyebrows, where the third eye resides. With this concentration, he should practice deep breathing and immerse himself in a deep meditative state, while visualizing the inner light awakening. Unblocking the third eye is a transformative process that goes beyond simple beliefs or superficial practices, said Master Sakori. It is an ancient method that, once understood and applied, can revolutionize the way we perceive and interact with the world. The third eye, also known as the Ajna chakra, is described as a gateway to higher levels of perception and intuition. When this energy center is activated, it allows the individual to transcend the limitations of ordinary sensory perception, gaining access to a deeper understanding of reality, both on the physical and spiritual planes. This awakening not only expands consciousness, but also grants the power to shape one's reality. The ancient technique for unblocking the third eye involves intensive visualization practices, where the person focuses on the point between the eyebrows, the center of the third eye. This concentration is accompanied by breathing exercises and a deep meditative state, which helps stimulate the pineal gland, often associated with the third eye, awakening it from its state of dormancy caused by modern factors such as stress and calcification. As the third eye is unblocked, the practitioner begins to experience an increase in intuition, perception, and focus. This is not only an improvement in the capacity for sensory perception, but a transformation in the way reality is shaped and manifested. Master Sakori further explained that by mastering this practice, it is possible not only to visualize future scenarios with greater clarity, but also to manifest these scenarios in the physical world, altering one's own life trajectory according to the individual's will and intention. This technique is seen as a return to the sophisticated internal technologies mastered by ancient civilizations, such as yogis, shamans, and hermetic sages, who understood the power of the third eye and used it to reach elevated states of consciousness and perform seemingly miraculous feats. Unblocking the third eye, therefore, is not just a spiritual exercise, but a powerful tool for personal transformation, which can lead to the realization of extraordinary human potential, allowing one to shape one's reality in a conscious and intentional way. It is very important to understand the historical and spiritual context in which the practice of the third eye is inserted, emphasizing that this is not just a technique. These traditions include yogis, shamans, the sages of ancient Egypt, and hermetic scholars, all known for mastering inner technologies and achieving extraordinary feats. These spiritual practices, centered on the development of the third eye, allowed these masters to access high levels of consciousness and perception, enabling the realization of great works, such as the pyramids of Egypt, which remain technological and spiritual enigmas to this day. Throughout history, much of this knowledge was lost or hidden, especially in tragic events such as the burning of the Library of Alexandria. Located in ancient Egypt, it was a center of learning that contained vast collections of texts, documents, and wisdom accumulated over centuries, covering philosophy, science, religion, and esotericism from diverse cultures. However, the essence of this ancient knowledge still persists, guarded by those who understand its transformative potential. The historical approach places the practice of the third eye within a framework of ancient wisdom, suggesting that understanding these traditions is crucial to effectively applying modern techniques of spiritual development. Understanding how these practices were integrated into the lives of ancient masters allows the modern practitioner to not only replicate replicate the methods, but also to reclaim the spiritual depth and wisdom that underpin them. By immersing oneself in these traditions, the practitioner is reconnected with this lost wisdom, recognizing that despite external technological advances, the inner technologies of the ancients, such as the awakening of the third eye, offer a deeper and more powerful path to shaping reality and achieving a heightened state of consciousness. This reconnection is seen as a return to a purer and more powerful way of knowing, which can revolutionize the way we perceive and interact with the world. The resurgence of interest in the third eye in the modern era is seen as a response to the spiritual alienation caused by unbridled technological advancement. Humanity, in its relentless pursuit of external progress, has often neglected the development of internal technologies such as meditation, intuition, and spiritual perception. However, there is a timeless truth in the concept of the third eye, which can be rediscovered and applied today to achieve a more fulfilled, conscious, and cosmically connected life. The third eye visualization technique is a powerful practice that integrates elements of meditation, creative visualization, and channeling of spiritual energy. This technique is designed to align the conscious mind with the higher self, facilitating problem solving and the manifestation of intentions through the power of expanded perception and synchronicity. The third eye, also known as the Ajna chakra, is considered the command center of intuition, spiritual perception, and inner vision. In the context of this technique, the third eye functions as an energetic antenna capable of capturing and transmitting subtle vibrations that connect the practitioner to higher levels of consciousness. The method begins with the mental and physical preparation of the practitioner. Ideally, this practice should be performed in a quiet moment, preferably before bed, when the mind is most receptive. The practice begins with a series of deep breaths that help stabilize the mind and body, preparing them for visualization. The technique requires the practitioner to have in mind a specific problem that they wish to solve. This problem is visualized in a vivid way, making it rich in sensory details such as colors, sounds, and emotions. This initial visualization is crucial as it sets the context in which the third eye will be activated. Third eye activation occurs through a combination of visualization and physical focus. The practitioner is instructed to tilt their eyes slightly upward, directing them toward the center of the forehead, where the third eye symbolically resides. This eye posture creates a feeling of pressure in the forehead, which is interpreted as the activation of the third eye. Even if this sensation is not immediately noticeable, regular practice promotes the development of this sensitivity. After activation, the practitioner is guided to visualize not only the problem, but the desired solution. This step is crucial, as it allows the transition from a state of blockage to a state of resolution. The visualization of the solution is heightened by full immersion in the sensory details of the scene, making the experience more real and tangible. The energy generated by the visualization is then intentionally sent to the higher self. This sending is accomplished through a combination of intention and faith, where the practitioner trusts that the higher self, with its all-encompassing vision and connection to the divine, will receive this energy and work to manifest the solution into physical reality. The practice also involves the symbolic surrender of the problem and solution to the higher self or to the practitioner's personal divinity. This is done by visualizing a ball of energy containing the problem or solution being thrown upward and handed over to the higher self. This surrender symbolizes trust and surrender to higher wisdom, allowing the unconscious to work on resolving the problem while the practitioner remains open to signs and synchronicities that indicate the progress of the solution into physical reality. The technique not only unblocks the third eye, but also promotes greater mental and emotional flexibility, allowing the practitioner to adapt and flow with life circumstances, like water taking the shape of the container it is in. The results of this practice are evidenced by noticeable changes in the practitioner's reality, such as unexpected solutions to problems or synchronicities that confirm the power of visualization. The method is presented as a practical and powerful tool that, if applied regularly and with intention, can profoundly transform the practitioner's life, helping them overcome challenges and create a reality more aligned with their desires and purpose. One of the most fascinating elements of this technique is the promise of synchronicity, which refers to meaningful coincidences that occur in response to spiritual practice. By sending sending the visualized energy to the higher self, the practitioner is, in effect, letting go of conscious control over the situation and allowing the universal forces to work in his or her favor. Synchronicity, in this context, is seen as the way in which the universe responds to intentions aligned with inner truth and the greater good. When the practitioner visualizes the solution to a problem and delivers this visualization to the higher self, the universe begins to rearrange the events, circumstances, and people around in order to facilitate the manifestation of that solution. The practice suggests that if performed with sincerity, clarity, and trust, synchronicities will begin to occur within 3 days. This period is seen as the time needed for the energy sent to the higher self to integrate into physical reality and begin to influence the events around the practitioner. These synchronicities can manifest in a variety of ways, from meeting the right people through unexpected opportunities to profound insights that guide the practitioner to the desired solution. The central idea is that by using the power of the third eye to visualize and send intentions to the higher self, the practitioner aligns his or her personal will with the will of the higher self. Divine, facilitating the co-creation of a more harmonious reality, aligned with its greater purpose energy, is a central element in spiritual practice and is considered the life force that runs through and connects the chakras, which are energy centers in the body. These chakras are distributed along an energy column, from the root chakra, located at the base of the spine, to the crown chakra at the top of the head. Each of the chakras represents a level of consciousness and spiritual development, starting with the most basic aspects of survival and ascending to the highest states of spiritual fulfillment. Chakras are considered energy centers that influence physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of human life. Each chakra is associated with different functions and qualities, and their correct activation and balance are crucial for general well-being and spiritual growth. There are 7 main chakras, each corresponding to a level of consciousness and spiritual development. 1. Root chakra, Muladhara location, base of the spine. Associated aspects: security, survival, physical and material stability. Function: this chakra is related to our sense of security and our connection to the physical world. When the energy is predominantly in the root chakra, consciousness is centered on the basic needs of survival and stability. 2. Sacral chakra, Svadhisthana location, below the navel, in the sacral region. Associated aspects: emotions, creativity, pleasure, and relationships. Function: this chakra governs the ability to experience pleasure and connect emotionally with others. The energy here is focused on the creative aspects and pleasures of life. 3. Solar plexus chakra, Manipura location, above the navel, in the stomach region. Associated aspects: personal power, self-esteem, action, and will. Function: it is associated with our sense of identity, personal power, and ability to act. The energy in this chakra influences how we assert ourselves and express ourselves in the world. 4. Heart chakra, Anahata location, center of the chest. Associated aspects: love, compassion, balance, and healing. Function: the heart chakra is the center of unconditional love and compassion. When the energy is here, one is in a state of openness and healing, both to oneself and to others. 5. Throat chakra, Vishuddha location, throat. Associated aspects: communication, expression, and truth. Function: regulates the ability to express oneself clearly and authentically. It is fundamental to communication and personal expression. 6. Third eye chakra, Ajna location, between the eyebrows, in the center of the forehead. Associated aspects: intuition, perception, insight, and wisdom. Function: this chakra is the center of spiritual perception and intuition. It is through the third eye that one accesses a deeper and more comprehensive view of reality. Full activation of this chakra allows for greater understanding and discernment. 7. Crown chakra, Sahasrara location, top of the head. Associated aspects: enlightenment, divine connection, universal consciousness. Function: represents the culmination of the spiritual journey, where the energy is fully elevated and the person experiences a direct connection with universal consciousness and the divine. This chakra is associated with the state of enlightenment and the perception of unity with all that exists. The ascent of energy begins at the root chakra and moves upward along the spine, passing through each chakra until it reaches the crown chakra. This movement is symbolized by a journey of spiritual evolution and self-discovery, where energy is refined and transformed. Each chakra must be activated and balanced to allow energy to flow freely. Unblocking and harmonizing the chakras is a process of cleansing and alignment that involves practices such as meditation, visualization, breathwork, and energy healing techniques. As energy rises through the chakras, the individual's perception and awareness expands. Each level achieved allows for a new form of perception and understanding. Focusing on the third eye, for example, opens the capacity for intuition and insight, while ascending to the crown chakra leads to the realization of oneness and the experience of enlightenment. When energy reaches the crown chakra, the practitioner reaches a state of spiritual fulfillment and connection with universal consciousness. This state is characterized by a feeling of deep peace, a full understanding of the nature of existence, and the ability to live in harmony with the cosmos. The practical application described is essential to transform knowledge about the third eye into an active tool for creating reality for self-development. It is of utmost importance to incorporate the practice of visualizing the third eye consistently, especially before going to sleep. This time is considered ideal because by relaxing the body and mind, the person enters a more receptive state, conducive to accessing deeper levels of consciousness. Regular practice allows the individual to refine and perfect their skills. By constantly practicing the third eye visualization technique, for example, the person becomes more efficient in accessing and using their inner vision, which enhances the ability to manifest and transform reality. Over time, regular practice strengthens the connections between the conscious and unconscious mind. This helps to create a direct line for manifesting intentions and solving problems, as mentioned in the technique of sending energy to the higher self. When this technique is practiced, within 3 days the solution to the specific problem begins to be solved. If for some reason there is no change in 3 days, do the technique again, thinking strongly about the same problem until the solution to the problem appears. Practicing before bed is emphasized because the mental and emotional state before sleep significantly influences the unconscious processing of desires and problems. The brain enters a more receptive and creative state during sleep, which can enhance the effectiveness of visualizations and intentions. This is a brainwave state that occurs when we are relaxed but still conscious. Practicing before bed helps you reach and maintain this alpha state, which makes it easier to communicate with your subconscious and manifest change. Regular practice develops your ability to notice and interpret signs and synchronicities in your daily life. When you are mindful and engaged in spiritual practices or visualization techniques, you become more receptive to the small coincidences and signs that indicate that your intentions are beginning to manifest. Regular practice increases your ability to hear and interpret messages from your subconscious, which often manifest in the form of intuitions, dreams, and synchronistic events. Establishing a regular practice creates a routine and promotes discipline. Maintaining a daily commitment to your practice helps sustain motivation and consistency, which are essential for achieving and maintaining profound change. Consistent practice also builds resilience and persistence. Facing challenges and continuing to practice, even when results are not immediate, is essential for long-term success. Regular practice allows you to integrate the techniques and insights you have gained into your daily life. The ability to apply the knowledge gained in a practical and consistent way helps to transform theory into real, lived experience. By practicing regularly, it is possible to reflect on progress, adjust practices as needed, and adapt to changes and new insights that arise along the way. Akira followed the instructions with dedication. Each day, he would sit in silence, visualizing the inner light in his third eye, feeling the energy flow and awaken within him. Within 3 days of first practicing the technique, he began to notice subtle changes in his perception. His intuition became sharper, and he began to feel a deeper connection with the universe around him. As time passed, Akira continued to practice with discipline. He would visualize the challenges he faced and, at the same time, the desired solution, sending this intention to his higher self, trusting that the universe would respond. And so it did. Within less than 3 days, he began to experience synchronicities. Finally, one day, while practicing high on the mountain, Akira felt a profound peace and understanding. Master Sakori, watching Akira's progress, smiled with satisfaction. "And now you understand," he said. "The true power of the third eye lies not only in its vision, but in its ability to shape reality with awareness and intention. You have become the master of your own destiny." Akira took with him not only a new insight, sight, but the understanding that with discipline and wisdom, anyone could access the power within and transform their lives. And so the legend of the third eye, which had been nearly forgotten, lived on, not as a distant myth, but as a tangible reality for those seeking awakening. Want to learn more about how to awaken your third eye and access your true potential? Subscribe to the channel now and follow our next powerful stories and techniques for your spiritual and personal growth. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your reality.